Okay, I've got a Grizzly baby drum sander. It's 12-inch wide. Maximum width, it's a G0459, and I bought it for metal. So I've been using it to process metal that comes off my plasma table, both steel and aluminum. Right now I've got it loaded up with 120 grit sandpaper. And the reason why this one works for metal, it comes down to that it's a hook and loop sandpaper. So you've got a little bit of sponginess between the sandpaper and the drum roller. If you don't have that, usually you're going to have a disastrous time trying to work with metal on one of these. So this also has a rubber belt for feeding. The catch is you need your material to be at least 8 inches long, so that way it can make it through the rollers without stopping and ruining the part. You can do shorter stuff. I've done as small as 4 inches, but I have to butt a longer piece of metal up against the very back edge of it to help push it through. So we've got just a shop vac hooked up for dust collection. I have to run it through each side. Now this is plasma cut, so a little bit of boogering from the plasma cutting, but I run each piece through twice or 2 times per side, sometimes 3 times on the top side. This is the bottom side, which is the rough side, but I want to get a nice even grained finish. And then I'll go over the grained finish with a Scotch-Brite pad in a palm sander, and it comes out looking really awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and start this up, show you how I do it. So the plates usually come out most of the way done. I take sandpaper and just hand do the edges just so they're not as rough. I bend these and then I go ahead and hit just the top side with Scotch-Brite pad, red pad. You can get a full-size pad and cut it down to fit just a regular palm sander. And it gives it a nice brushed aluminum finish, but it looks really nice when it's done. So I can process a whole stack of these probably a third the time it would take to sand them by hand, and it turns out looking awesome. So just want to show that off. Again, it's a Grizzly G0459. If you're going to run metal through a drum sander like this, that's not necessarily meant for metal, do your research, do your homework. Most importantly, be safe. The one consensus that I learned overall is if you're going to use a drum sander, it's got to be hook and loop type. The hook and loop mesh gives just a little bit of cushion for the sandpaper, and you start off adjusting light pressure and dial it in, and as the sandpaper wears you may have to give it a little bit more pressure, but I can usually do 40-50 covers like this easily before I have to change out the paper. So it's been working pretty awesome for me. Paper's nice and cheap, really big time saver. Periodically I go through and I blow out with compressed air all the components inside here, use dry lube on everything, and it's been running great. So Any questions, just shoot me a message.